something to say. How is everybody? I missed you guys. Did you have a nice Thanksgiving? Did you enjoy your family and friends? Some yes, some parts no. Well, that's family. That's Thanksgiving. I was saying to everyone earlier that so many people sent me pictures. I said, send me pictures of your family at Thanksgiving or your friends. And you know what they pictures of turkeys. Now, what's up with that? Pictures of turkeys. That was what they sent me. Oh my goodness, Alicia, it worked.
It's here. Yeah.
Hi,
Yeah.
honey.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. I was just talking about you earlier.
Yeah.
How we became palsies.
We did. We became great friends. It was so nice to have you by my side during that journey. Yes.
I know. Wasn't it nice to have each other?
Yes.
Likewise. Yeah, it was really cool. So, before we get into anything, I'm going to read your bio here.
Okay.
Is that cool beans?
Yes.
By the way, I love your background.
Thank you. That's Blondie. Her name's Blondie. It's a grizzly bear.
Hi, Blondie. I love Blondie. All right, here's Alicia White. Through stunning photos and thrilling stories of encounters with wild animals, award-winning photographer and international speaker, Alicia White takes audience on a wild ride. She shares valuable lessons learned from close calls with grizzly bears, hopefully not like Blondie, bison, and other wildlife, and how these lessons can be applied to so many aspects in life. With over 20 visits to Yellowstone, never been there, I should go, National Park, and decades of spending time in nature looking for wildflowers, birds, rocks, or shells, she inspires others to get outside and discover the beauty and benefits that nature has to offer. Alicia is an advocate for wildlife and habitat protection and restoration and sits on the Texas Black Bear Alliance Board of Directors. Alicia's in the house. All right, now, let's build off that one sentence. So, for the ladies and the men that are joining us, I said, Alicia, what do you want to tell people around the world? She said, you have value with exclamation mark. So while I sip my tea, tell us why you picked that one, Alicia.
Well, I picked that because it is something that I learned about 15 years ago. It took someone else telling me that I had value for me to believe that I had value. I don't even know if that, I'm sure that makes sense to some of you guys.
It makes total sense.
You know, I have done so much in this short little life of mine. I've, achieved many different goals, 2 bachelor degrees, successful careers in the medical field, and starting my own business that was successful. But I didn't realize that I had value that I could impart onto other people. And I did that through speaking. Now, so I was an expert speaker for many, many years on the topics of branding and strategy, helping entrepreneurs and coaches and small business owners who wanted to market themselves how to use speaking as a tool to really promote yourself and your business. And I had a friend who said, Alicia, why aren't you giving presentations? And I thought, oh, no one wants to hear from me. I'm just a graphic designer. That's what I thought I was before I started this journey. Gotcha. I'm just a graphic designer. Yes, I made my clients look like experts, top influencers. I gave them a bang for their buck, so that they could really look like the expert in their field, the leader in their industry when they're speaking to their audience. But I had not been speaking to an audience until someone one day, my friend Michelle, said, Alicia, you need to get out there because people want to hear what you have to say. And she was
Michelle. Yeah. So let me ask you, well, I got a bunch of questions coming in. Most of the women who are emailing me right now are saying, what the heck? Why is that? I have the same thing. I always doubt myself. I don't spend enough time thinking about my strengths. I think about all the things I can't do. Why do you think you felt that way?
I believe it stemmed from childhood behavior, thought patterns that were instilled in me as a child that, you have to be perfect, you have to do the right thing. And so when I transitioned out of the medical field, where I had a 9-to-5 job, where I had to be perfect because I had people's lives in my hands, and then transition into an entrepreneurial role, trying to be perfect while starting a business, you can't do it. So I had controversy within myself, a lot of internal struggle and conflict, and it was so unnecessary. But it stemmed from, childhood learning, and then also practicing it for over 10 years in the medical field. Yeah.
That makes perfect sense. And I think so many of us, and I always say, they meant well-intentioned, how we grew up, the things we heard. No matter, I don't care if you're 40, 50, 60, 70, we're still battling through them. We're still working through it. So, I'll call her Sally Bell. Sally Bell wants to know, okay, I'm in the same boat, Alicia. So now what? Is there anything that you do every day to help yourself?
Oh my goodness. You know what? I really, I'm the odd duck in this. I really commend people that have that one thing that they do every morning or before they go to bed at night. I have tried my best to journal every day or read a chapter every day, a week. I'm not one of those people, because I don't know, a lot of you are probably familiar with the values system. You've probably taken a quiz or a workshop with a coach that has said, okay, here's a list of values, pick your top 5 that resonate with you. Well, one of mine is flexibility and adventure. I kind of have those the same. When you want flexibility, freedom, or adventure, doing the same thing every single day is really hard to do. So I finally accepted the fact that I'm not a journaler. I'm not,
Good for you.
Yeah.
So then let's build on that, because I so believe that, and I'm a big journaler.
Yes.
I don't think there's one way. There's a million ways, right, to get into that positive mindset, or a mindset that serves you well, whether it's journaling, dancing around your house, whatever you do, petting your cat, petting your dog. But there must be things that you do that you enjoy, because, well, I know there are.
Yeah.
But I know every time, a lot of times when I see you on calls, you have cats dancing on your head.
I know. I do.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah. So there's things, maybe it's not journaling, but there's things that you do every day with the animals that even probably get you in that mindset, or just walking outside where you live.
Well, what has happened recently, after I've transitioned again, I'm always reinventing myself. I think I've had like 5 different careers now, and I'm 57, or about to be 57.
Oh, that's awesome. But that's awesome.
But I'm fine with that. Again, there's that adventure and discovery part of me. What I have adopted recently is spending time outdoors. So I live in a house, and I have an old dog, and she doesn't walk anymore. It's very difficult for her to walk. So we don't take her for walks anymore, but she still has to go outside. So I take that time every single morning. I don't care what the temperature is. You should have saw me the other day. It was 34 degrees here in Texas, which is a little bit chilly. And I'm wrapped up in a robe and a coat. I've got socks on, and I'm walking out, and I'm sitting on the patio, And I'm there for 10, 15 minutes while my dog is taking care of her business, but I'm taking care of my business, my mental health. I'm resetting myself. I'm checking in.
Yeah.
So that's a new adaptation to my life, and I like it. I really do enjoy it.
Yeah, and you look forward to it.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Okay. So I've heard so many different theories on this, and one of the tips that you gave was fake it till you make it.
Oh, yeah. Back to wondering what your value is, if you have value. And the answer is yes, you do. And when you're starting out, and even people who have been doing their thing for years, every once in a while go through what we all call an imposter syndrome. They don't feel like they should be that leader, that they don't know enough, that they're not the expert. A lot of people still feel that way, even though they've spent years in their business. And so yes, I know people are saying, no, you're not supposed to fake it till you make it. No, you do. You fake it till you make it. Because one day, if you don't discover it yourself, you're going to have a wonderful person like you and my friend Michelle tell us. A lot of people rely on affirmation from others and validation from others. I'm not alone in that. But so for those who are struggling with that, fake it till you make it, and you will make it. It may have to be pointed out by somebody, but one day you're going to sit there and go, oh, I am the queen of my domain. I am the ruler of my kingdom.
Yeah.
I am okay. I am as good as Mrs. Jones. I am as good as Mrs. Williams. I do offer.
Yeah.
So fake it till you make it. You're not an imposter. You're not playing a part.
Yeah.
You're doing the things.
So I was thinking about this because, and she knows this, I have post-nasal drip today, and I've had it all week. As soon as the heat comes on, it goes running down my throat. I feel great, but I forget it. But I was like, there's no way I wasn't going to have you on, because this is so important to get out there. So I want you to talk a little bit, and then I've never done this before.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
What are we going to
do? I want you to talk a little bit about what you're doing right now and how you've made the switch, because we were talking about this before you came on the air. We were talking about that you now have your new tagline, which you've been boggling yourself with, right?
Yes. Yes.
And how you came up with it. And I've never done this before, and they're going to be like, oh my gosh, you didn't do this. But I'm running out to get a cough drop, but you're talking.
Okay.
You ready?
I can handle that. Yes.
Go.
All right. Guys, so over the last 3 years, I've been in discovery mode of what I want to do with the next chapter in my life. Going from a strategy and entrepreneur, working with other entrepreneurs and speakers, I knew that I was fueling my brain passion, but I was not fueling my heart passion. And my heart passion involves going to Yellowstone every year. I've been doing that since 2006. I have over 20 expeditions under my belt, and photographing the amazing wildlife like Blondie here. Foxes, coyotes, bison, you name it. And the beautiful mountains, creeks, rivers. And I find so much peace and passion and purpose when I'm there in Yellowstone. I would come back home and work on my business because my mind was rejuvenated, my body was re-energized, I was ready to go. And so I knew I was going to start a new chapter in my life where I was going to be speaking about this and about the life lessons learned in nature. And I've played, my company name is Alicia in the Wild, and I've played with Living Wild or Get Outside as a tagline, but I finally figured it out because it's more than just being outside. It's more than having these amazing encounters with wildlife. It's discovering joy in nature because it's there. And that's my new tagline. I'm so excited. And I know that I will be providing value when I start honing in on inspiring others to discover joy in their life through nature.
I freaking love it. By the way, how about that? I've been doing podcasts for 15 years, and I've never left the guests alone. I run out there, my son's like, Mom, what are you doing? I'm like, she's fine.
You knew I had it.
I knew you had it.
As long as I don't leave, that's okay, right?
Well, as long as you come back. I had a guest one time, by the way, say, I have to pee. I'll be back in a minute. I'm like, okay. I mean, I've seen it all. Okay.
It's hilarious.
So, I know you get asked these questions all the time, but I got tons of them before you came on because I told people what you did. And the thing I got, what do you think the number one question when they found out what you did, I got over and over again?
The number one question regarding me. Well,
from your bio.
From my bio?
Mm-hmm.
They want to know, what's this grizzly bear you're talking about? And actually, I was blindsided by a 500-pound grizzly bear, guys. A 500-pound grizzly bear. Her boyfriend, Bruno, this is Blondie, her boyfriend, Bruno, was in the forest, in the woods. My husband and I have been looking for him for days. We're standing at the corner of this parking lot, about 30 feet from the woods, 40 feet from the woods. And all of a sudden we hear someone behind us yelling, bear, bear. And we're looking, we don't see a bear. And again, this woman is yelling out of her truck, bear, bear. And sure enough, just 50 feet away was this 500-pound grizzly bear making his way towards us.
Woohoo!
Coming out of the forest. And you know what the rangers tell you not to do? Don't run. Don't run from a bear. What did I do? I ran. I acted like prey in front of a hungry predator. How crazy is that? So that is one life lesson I learned that I now take to other aspects of life. For example, that 500-pound grizzly bear was real. It had teeth, it had claws, it can, slice my flesh. We have 500-pound grizzly bears in our lives. It could be a parent, a sibling, a sister-in-law, a co-worker, a boss. There are 500-pound grizzly bears everywhere. And I teach people how to overcome that blind side. And that is, overcome that blind side by pausing. Because you know what happens after you're blindsided by someone at work or in home? You start ruminating about it. It goes over and over in your head, and those thoughts just keep spinning and spinning. And then finally, it's like you have to literally pause, press the pause button and stop those thoughts. And what I teach people to do is to stop the thought, stop the overwhelm, the overthinking, and actually schedule a time to ponder about it, to think about it.
Yeah.
Or journal on it. Or call a friend about it. There you go. and just have time to reflect. So really pause and reflect on the situation. What could you have done differently?
Yeah.
Because chances are we responded or reacted in a way that we weren't happy with.
Most times.
You know, or we truly were swiped with a big claw for no reason. It came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And when you have that situation, I just say, learn how to be more aware.
Yeah.
You know, and
well, I'm sure every time you go to Yellowstone, you were just there again for 3 weeks, right? With your honey bunch.
Yes, yeah, my honey bunches. My husband goes with me, of course. He's my chauffeur, and I'm his tour
In
guide.
a big RV, which I've never been in, but I'm not saying.
We'll plan a motorhome ride for you. But yes, we're in our motorhome. We take our 2 cats and our dog. He's my chauffeur. I'm his entertainment, whether he likes it or not. And we have an adventure, because when everybody says, why do you go to Yellowstone every year? You see the same things. No, you don't. I see bison, I see elk, I'll see the same bears. I've seen Blondie 5-6 times over the last 10 years. You know, but they're always doing something different, you know. And the lighting is different, the weather is different, you're different.
Yeah. I think every single time, I mean, I've never gone to Yellowstone, but I've done a lot of other trips. But even, Alicia, when I go outside and just for a few minutes walk around a tree, I feel better. You know? I feel more relaxed. I come up, I take a pause. I have a new thought. I get more creative. I mean, and that's just me going outside for 5 minutes. I can't imagine how you feel when you come back from Yellowstone.
Oh, yeah, you know, spending multiple days in nature does so much for my soul, and it does for other people's soul. But even studies have shown, a Cornell University study showed that if you spend 10 minutes outdoors where you've got the sky and the ground in your view, that will decrease your cortisone hormone, which is a stress hormone.
Yeah.
So your stress levels will come down in 10 minutes. If you stay for 20 minutes, it decreases that stress even more. I have a friend who is a city gal, Julie. She's my city girl. And she said, I had explained this quick little 3 senses meditation where you go outside, you sit, you just breathe in deep, and then you first start looking around. What do you see? What colors do you see? What shapes do you see? Then what do you hear? You know, do you hear birds? Do you hear cars? Do you hear people talking? Do you hear the wind blowing? Do you hear leaves rustling? And then what do you feel? Is the air clammy or humid or hot and or cold, or is there a cool breeze that just washed across your skin? When you start focusing on the external factors in your life, you stop that ruminating, you stop that overthinking, you're pausing basically. And she practiced that meditation, and she said, you know, she only did it for a few minutes. She said, you know, I actually felt more relaxed, almost like I had gone through a Zen class or something. I went, well, good. That is the goal. And that's my city girl who doesn't go out into, you know, nature.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not asking people to hike or go water rafting or climb mountains. Just sit outside.
Yeah. I'm laughing because they hear they're still going to be like, what? So I bike as many days as I can, unless it's freezing cold. You know that, outside. And I love mountain biking, but I'll bike around the neighborhood. I take my dog for hikes every day. Well, my neighbors, I love you, neighbors. I really do love you. I love you a lot. They'll see me walking the dog. And that's when I meditate, or talk to God, Neil, you know my thing.
Yeah.
And that's my time. So sometimes I'll pretend I'm on the phone. Sometimes I am. But sometimes I pretend I'm on the phone because I know they feel like they want to walk with me, and they're really nice people. And they do sometimes, and it's enjoyable. But I miss that
Yeah.
time with me and my meditation, if that's the only time I had that day, with my dog. And it looks like I'm talking to someone, but I'm really just talking to my dog
You're just talking
or
to your
meditating.
dog, right?
Well, it's my time, you know?
Yeah. And you've set boundaries.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. So
you know what's interesting about that, and I you know, there was another study done, and the participants, there were participants who walked through an arboretum on the phone talking to someone that they love. They did that for 30 minutes. Then they sent the same number of people through the arboretum without a device, without, talking to anybody. The whole goal was just to not have that device in your hand and not be distracted. And they did electrical, oh my goodness, I've already forgotten, EEGs. They did brainwave activities. They studied each group's brainwaves.
Yeah.
And the people who were on the phone showed that they had so much brain activity. It was just going up and down, up and down. So there was no way that they were going to be able to relax. Whereas the group without the phone, without the smart device, they had low levels of brain activity, meaning they weren't distracted and they were meditating whether they realized it or not. So some people get hung up on the word meditation. Don't. It's really a matter of just letting your mind be and be
absolutely
present.
Yeah, that's me. I mean, I say I meditate, but it's not like you sit like people breathing in. Yeah, no,
it's
that's not
the
me. No, nothing wrong with that. That's just for me.
And that's
when I'm out there.
Well, that's why I wanted to bring that up, because you were meditating. You were low brain activity.
Well, I can't say that's the first time I've heard that, Alicia.
And it's okay to have low brain activity. Your brain needs a rest.
Oh my God. My neighbors somebody's going to send that to them. They're going to be like, oh my God, because I love that dearly. But it's like, even when I bike, probably shouldn't be biking as late as I do on my bike in the woods alone, but it's my time. Yeah. All right. Well, we have to get going, unfortunately.
Oh, yeah.
What are you up to now?
30 minutes. It's up. We need an hour.
Yeah, well, I'm not like draining here, but tell us what you're up to. What are you going to be doing? Where can they find you?
Where can they find you? You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn with the name Alicia in the Wild, ALICIA in the Wild. My website is also aliciainthewild.com. I have some photos on there of some of these beautiful animals, amazing landscapes. And I will be speaking. I hope to do a tour of motivational keynote speaking next year. I'm hoping I'll be in your town one of these days.
That'll be fun. And how are you getting there?
By motorhome.
Yes, you are, baby. Touring around with their husband and the animals, around the country, speaking, enjoying life. It'll be great. All right, Alicia, I'm so glad we figured this out and that it worked out. I love you dearly.
Love you.
I appreciate you taking the time to share. And by the way, the one thing that I wanted to add in here, the fake it till you make it, I'm a true believer, because there's some days you just don't have it. But if there's going to be, it's like working out. Some days you're going to be high energy, but some days you're just going to go through the motions, and it's better than nothing. And some days you need that coach to give you that extra push.
Mm-hmm.
When you don't have it, that's what it's about. A friend, a coach, it doesn't matter who it is, giving you that push when you just can't get there. And so I so believe fake it till you make it, and that you have value. So thank you for
Absolutely.
bringing it up. All right, here's how it works. My hey, I got something to say, people. Don't worry if you missed the beginning, or you know a lot of people that would benefit it, because when we're done, I'm going to record this whole thing, and then we're going to put it on every platform. So you can find it wherever you want to. My website, Alicia will post it, but it also will be on LinkedIn and Facebook and TikTok. And I probably missed something. It'll be there. Twitty twit, whatever. Cool beans? Cool beans.
Thanks.
All right. Until next time, you know what I'm going to say. Toodles.
Thanks,
Bye, Alicia.
Sandy. Bye.